Hola, buenos días. Buenos días. Aquí estamos en un nuevo día en el disco Elysium. Día 2. ¿Habrá cambiado algo aquí? No parece, ¿no? La jornada laboral creo que empieza a las 9. Que no he mirado. La iluminación se va a quedar así por ahora porque el día que hace si le pongo más... O sea, no entiendo por qué, pero me da más la luz por aquí. En el pecho. O sea, es curioso porque realmente... realmente ahora mismo... ¿Cómo se dice esto? Mm,
The door is closed. Still nothing. Still no. This door.
¿Qué estaba diciendo? Se me ha olvidado. Se me ha olvidado por completo. Están aquí los... Ah, mira, está aquí Kim.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Hablar con ella. ¿Por qué tenemos que hablar con ella?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Armada del sindicato.
Everything points to the dock workers union. The tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you.
Vale, pues no vamos a hacerlo lo primero. Ya que él ha insistido en que no lo haga
Can I
todavía.
help you? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time and yours? Another thing, yes?
Dale, yo. ¿Cómo llevamos esto? Este lío por aquí está muy bien. El llamáis bu, la de realización. Esta, no sé qué del arte. No sé qué del arte. Ah, y centro one pidón. Este. La del arte no la veo, la verdad. Subcultura homosexual. Manos pistola. La señora.
Just a moment. And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort. But at the moment, her mind is on.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too. To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
You hear that? Someone's missing. There could be foul play afoot. That's right. Now skip the foreplay. Time to dive into the dark alleys. Start shaking down the usual suspects. You know, doing some good will alleviate the hangover. At least you're of use to someone.
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He
Voy a
and
venir
his
bien,
assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday.
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life, and oh my, what happened to the waterlock? Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
De nada.
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A
Zoologist.
cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own. There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. And I don't. Just one.
Or he'll be disappointed. Ooh, tough choice there.
Cryobacter catlensis. Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Migenou. The bacterial colony Migenou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate, certainly from before recorded history. Migenou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study, no doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life. Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
Yes, and she's quite mad too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that we can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades. Of course, dear. Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. By a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
she's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Of course, dear.
You know, to hell with it. Let's have more cryptids.
Of course, officers.
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid. I'm glad you see it that way.
Vale, vale. Lleva razón. Es que creía que cuando ha dicho háblenos de más críptidos, creía que iba en plan de. Venga, va, en verdad, lo que te salga. Vale. Pero no, se ha refrenado.
The man pondered.
The man hunt.
You see a heavy. The kobold blew the door.
Hay que intentarlo. Pero muchacha. ¿Qué
Let
tal?
me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
Yes, extremely normal. I'm not a gardener, by the way. I'm a legal
Jurídica.
counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we...
She says nothing. How is that sign cleanup going? Huh? Fuck the police and all that? She said she would clean it.
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Let's. What are we going to do to you?
Why did you say that? Did you forget you're a cop?
The Union isn't going to do anything to you.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do. What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test. Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you
She shrugs. Almost. It's in there. She's just stonewalling.
This is about your alcoholism, isn't it? People talk. I have no patience for it, or pity.
A cheap deflection, but brutal. This did not have the effect you desired, but it did something.
Voy a vender en otro momento. Vaya desagradables.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like...
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters, F-A-L-N, running down his trouser leg.
Whatever. Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for the fuck? A mug in the trash. Is this about the fucking clothes again? Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you pigs are after the mug fucker?
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator. Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out...
Tell the Kuno who it was. He's curious. He likes putting two and two.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitch.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't fucking...
Vale, en vez de esto, quiero... ¿Esto está desbloqueado? Vale, esto no está desbloqueado. Puedes bloquear un... una ranura para más adelante. Vale, voy a guardar.
There he still is, looking right. The ammonia only makes it worse. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Nor does the wind right now.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, bag it. Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. I think I've lost my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too. That's probably a good idea. Clear our heads. But before we can do that, you need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Y este también me suena que me lo recomendaron por algún motivo. Compresor de mierda volumétrico. Y creo que es... Además es de 30 minutos nada más. Como... Se lo vamos a utilizar ahora. ¿Qué coño? Vamos a interiorizarlo ya que es solo de media hora. Vale, pues me voy. A ver, aquí hay gente. Y para asimilar la idea. Vale. Más es que es para... Oye, ¿cómo se llega aquí arriba? ¿Cómo se llega allá arriba? Por cierto, a ver, me he estado mirando como algunos tips para el juego, básicamente por no liarla muchísimo. Y uno de los tips era coger la bolsa de basura amarilla, que es la que tenemos ahora mismo, la bolsa amarilla. Otro era que no nos preocupemos mucho por ir asignando puntos de habilidad, porque podemos terminar el juego con todos los con puntos de sobra si jugamos bien, con lo cual más o menos eso lo estábamos haciendo. Y el nombre de algunas...
The door is this door still the lieutenant he doesn't like where this is.
¿qué es lo que estaba diciendo? Y algunas habilidades de estas para asignar que serían interesantes. Entre ellas está el Yamasbu y el compresor de mierda. Entonces, claro, el compresor de mierda yo creo que lo pondrán precisamente porque me lo han dado para lo del cadáver, básicamente. Porque si no va a ser difícil que sin tener esa resistencia podamos cogerlo. Supongo yo que es por eso. Me dijeron que... Me dijeron. Encontré también que una cosa que no sabía, pero bueno, tampoco es nada remarcable. El tiempo no avanza si no hablas con gente o resuelves pistas. Y... algo más. Ah, que cuando borras una de estas y cuesta un punto de habilidad olvidar, para habilidad disponible. Lo que hace es que la borra permanentemente. Ya no puedes acceder a esa habilidad nunca. No. De todas formas, hay algunas que tienen penalizaciones. O sea, de hecho, creo que leí también que algunas de las habilidades que tengamos en algún momento pueden desarrollar una contra, ¿sabe? Como que sea como que desarrolle una habilidad negativa. Lo cual tendremos que estar pendientes de ello. Aunque nos lo anunciarán, entiendo yo. Y creo que ya está. O sea, tampoco leí así nada mucho más. O sea, son unos tips, no son gran cosa. Y de la mayoría más o menos ya me había dado
You're
cuenta.
alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? Yes? How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she
The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire. You've come this far, you know how to end it. There is an entity behind the entity.
You're telling me that you went in there and didn't find out anything about the curse? Of course. I should have known better than to put my hopes on a man like you. You're no Simonese ghost whisperer. You're an alcoholic. The investigation's over. I don't want you going in there anymore. You're only angering the psychic weather in here.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you. There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can you make...
Okay, but please, only a few questions. Yes, the Simonese...
The woman before.
Pues vaya mierda, ¿no? Había algo sobre el... Hay que hablar más con Joyce. La verdad es que no me gusta cómo se ha terminado esta questline, pero bueno.
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet?
Oh, that's great!
I hope exciting adventures lie ahead, and maybe you can help Mother become less afraid. Hello again, sir.
Las tomas de están igual de locas, sí, la amiga. Chico.
Yes? Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Looking for something to read. It is.
She's still.
I know you are. What with?
This citizen thinks she can do without your. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It's
My husband? No, he's not. I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friend?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. No. Of course he's not.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's. Oh.
What? Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is...
But he is.
No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance. What if something horrible has happened? What if they're dead? That's the bad vibe you got before.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Jam.
She's getting upset. Her voice has risen as she tries to convince us.
They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now. My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them. Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Jamrock, safe and well, at some stupid... There is no investigation here. I can tell you that. I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a...
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get like this. It's better to indulge him at this point.
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing. Great. Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Wonderful. The story is open.
Esto tarea porque es que me parece maravilloso, la verdad.
The woman.
Hostia. Me gusta muchísimo, Es que... Lo hace todo con una naturalidad y una... No sé qué decir, de verdad. Joder. Señora, no tendrá este libro sobre cacatúas, ¿no?
Hello again. A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right? Hello again, Steve. Oh, yes.
The woman before.
¿Qué zona podría estar las cacatúas? ¿Aquí?
Shelves filled to the brim with.
No. Este va a ser.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
You wait for the storekeeper to be distracted. When she's not looking, it's quite a challenge. But eventually, the guide to the cockatoos is yours. Splendid effort. A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues. This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic. Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to rap. Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive. It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own. You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun.
Hombre, muchísimas gracias por ese follow. R7CRXNKZY. Hombre, hombre, pero si es spam. Nada, baneadísimo. ¿Cómo se acaba de alcanzar? 135 decibelios.
That's not great for the neighbors. Performing, yes, birdie. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Ooh. Perhaps, in the words, it must be glorious. Despite its banging name, the bang, yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different.
Hostia.
Which one are you?
Cagada tú. Tú y cagada.
You're right. You're Psittacus venereus embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your...
Si es que... ¿Y esto?
Volumetric ship
Compresor de mierda volumétrico. Hemos terminado.
Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West
Bloquea la tirada.
where
Las
a
tiradas
police
básicas de
officer's
resistencia. El
ship
límite de
has
resistencia
been
aumenta hasta 4.
observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
¿Dónde había? Ah, eso... Eso era simplemente esto, ¿no? No era que... ¿Están desarrollando a la vez? Que se podían parar simplemente... Si le doy a parar, ¿qué pasa? Bueno, que siga un poquito más. Hay que volver a hablar con esa señora, ¿no? Pero yo creía que me habían dado algo por lo de la cagadúa. Bueno, aparte de experiencia. Me han dado bastante experiencia, creo 40. 30 y 10 creo que han sido. No está nada mal.
Excuse me?
¿Quieres saberlo? Como si le importara una mierda a la
I don't
señora.
know. The most talkative one? The what now? You truly are one strange cop, aren't you? My husband? Mm-hmm.
The woman before.
Perdonadme, voy a encender un incensito. Con vostro permiso. Con il vostro permiso. Lo voy a encender mientras hablamos con alguien, ¿no? Ahora mismo. Así sin venir a cuento aquí de repente pararme. Feo.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right? Cracked it. All in a good day's work. What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
Se desapareció.
No. Stop goofing around.
Lanzamiento proletario. Su esposo.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing though? But he is missing. You heard her. The worry in her voice. Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law. It's time to ace this case. And not brute, not honorable recruit. Not honorable at all.
Tontísimo, vamos. Ahora sí vamos a hablar con él, ¿no? Ah, no se puede hablar con él.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
Ahora desearte el trasero como si fuera un... Ojo. Aquí vengo yo, ¿eh? Aquí vengo yo. Que me la saco. Ahí viene la petanca.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight.
El peso de la bola, no
No
importa.
matter.
Ahora es que
You'll
funciona.
make it work.
Sentir
The
la bola.
cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight. The nervous system calibrating. Until you and the ball have merged into a single. The
Observar los
chilly breeze
alrededores.
ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is an embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
A whorehouse of shit? It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23 meters, probably 24, and then some.
What the hell is your problem? You vandalized our game, son! We can't play pétanque with 5 bull! Well, it damn well isn't. It's pétanque. You ruined a pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull. Will this... No, it will goddamn not!
Thank you, officer. This is really something. Honestly, I think it's better than our old bull, even.
Mon Dieu. Alright,
Eso vale una pasta,
fine.
¿eh?
What do you want, officer?
Yes. Why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder. Just
Habla de la
talk.
vida, ¿no?
It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely. In Martinez, the Union is the law. So can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain, more challenging tasks, don't you? Really, officer. Match an average woman against an average man in a dark alley and see who comes out on top. Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real life, primal roles prevail. But I do not wish to discuss this matter further. Yes, the terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. No, it was left by heavy... Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
This place is a damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental deterioration in the preceding...
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They lit the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
Hay un extraño brillo en
The
sus
rest
ojos.
of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Los socialistas blandos allanando el camino para que la clase obrera dura tome el control. Las potencias extranjeras limpiaron nuestro desastre y ahora nos gobiernan. Sacudir la cabeza en señal de vergüenza. De hecho, esta coalición parece bastante capaz. Los comuns de la economía.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the right honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisell had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs...
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs and toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything. Damn Frisell. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay. A true king in both blood and mind. Led Revachol before Frisell. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned.
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already.
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too. Then...
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire. It's a Bell McGrave, 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Revachol made. Good weapon, accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her? I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find. Ah, yes! King Philip III, on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revachol's finest years.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course.
Higher realms. Of course. He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
From what I've seen of the officers of the RCM... But I don't want to get into a debate about drug policies. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire no one and nothing.
Right.
All you observe is a veteran with...
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabiniers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before...
Don't you mean Frissel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
There's something you missed. You will get...
Qué curioso. ¿Qué es esto? ¿He hablado con este ahora? En 5 puntos para subir de
I
nivel.
have really outdone myself. This is...
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat arse of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance? I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. Well made and abundant in components. The author sure knew their craft. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a brim of a tomato peeking from below. And is that mayonnaise?
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
Sabe nada, el viejo.
Fuck off! It's mine!
Se sobresalta asustándose. Por su propia...
Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine.
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich.
A man so principled about his sandwich calls for a principle. Too late. That is already fighting the bad fight. Make
Tiene
it
harina,
stick.
haz que funcione. Sándwich de sangre, señalarlo, es una herramienta de los opresores diseñada para la base proletariado. Esas ideas se van a la mierda. Tarde o temprano algún anarquista extranjero vendrá a robarle el sándwich. Un hecho.
What the hell are you talking about? What foreign anarchy?
No time to bring him in. Just keep your eyes on the prize and you can...
I don't think that's gonna happen. Why would you even...
Primero nos quitan el trabajo, luego mujeres. Y cuando el sándwich es lo único que queda, que también me
He
van a
won't
poner.
kill. As long as there's food in his fat belly, he'll lick any boots that's kicking up to him.
Good. Rene's on board
Muy a
too.
favor de la hora de
Time
recuperar
to
la
take
calle.
back the
Populismo
streets.
de derecha.
Right-wing
Ya.
populism. Here we come.
Now you are talking sense, son. All four of us working as a group.
Whatever you're selling there, he's buying it. In
I'm actually already a member in a group tasked to keep the streets safe. You are too. We call ourselves the police.
What do you mean, officer?
Ignore him. You are addressing the entire group now.
Agreed. What about the whole group? I propose a pair de la couronne, swords of the crown, in honor.
I'm sure we can come up with something with a bit more oomph than that.
How about what?
Resolución
It's
soberana.
weird. I don't like it. We'll go with mine for now.
Emocionate. Tú, emocionate.
Giving orders is a second skin to the old carabiner.
All right, all right. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, you went through all that trouble for my sandwich. I'm flattered, officer, but my answer is no. Now, how else can I help you?
Con el esfuerzo, empeño y tiempo que he dedicado, ¿no me va a dar usted el sándwich?
Let me think. I heard
De verdad,
someone
yo
was
creo-
hanged and left on a tree for a week.
Así no
But
puedo.
that's all I know, really.
De verdad que no.
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
He means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects.
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off.
I'm not even anyone.
Ni siquiera soy...
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone impotent in the Union. I just know Evrard. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I told these boys humans.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties. Help with little... Oh, yes. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card. But Evrard keeps me on the payroll. Just for the little things.
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union. And now he doesn't know anything.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Weservein. Turns to Wesi. I hate the socialist rabble. But even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way. Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers.
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple.
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer. Just easier that way. Besides, life isn't as black and white as René's of the world tried to make.
Mon Dieu.
No, thank you. Sure of.
Interesante. Bastante interesante. Ah, que no se puede pasar por aquí. Volver a moverme por aquí un momento. Listo.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
100% guarantee.
The speakers below.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes, keep saving that.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100%.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir. Everything's still cool here, officer. You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook? No hassle? Really?
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy. What?
A convincing performance. Bravo.
Look, officer, I'm just a retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply.
Interesting.
We'll need more if we're going to pin this one down, he thinks. Good. It's for show, my liege. He knows.
Curioso, ¿eh? ¿Esto? Este señor no tenía ropa, ¿no?
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed. Smells like worn cotton, and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric.
You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about?
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? Are dealing goods, not services. Hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was just pure exemplar. A fan? No, I wouldn't. Most people don't think that the man from Yelm. I mean, even if the man from.
Okay.
You sound skeptical. It's not beside.
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some very, very unique energies indeed. Geomagnetic ley lines, one might even say.
Welcome to Hyundai.
Porque no son dos reales solo y nos puede venir bien en algún momento. Realmente.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves. And you...
Hello, hello. Let me know. Sure thing. Sure, man. I doubt it.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already...
Sure. Let me have it. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time.
Another time. ¿Qué hacer si me deja otra tirada?
You see
Aquí, otra
rows
tirada,
of toy
coincidido.
soldiers. Everything you pick. A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted
700. O sea, la vida, Julio. ¿Sabes qué pasa? Que es que me he hecho un spoiler y estoy pensando una cosa. Me he hecho un spoiler de que puedo recuperar mi placa en el día 3. Y estamos a día 2. Entonces, no sé si seguir la investigación que esta señora me dijo. O esperarme al día 3 y conseguir la placa y así no tengo que hacerla.
just
Ya que a Kim no le
ordinary
gustaba.
wall. Nothing to see here. Yeah.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Porque creo que este me tiene que dar la habilidad esa de arte. Me cuadraría bastante.
Trying to sneak.
There must be another way to do it.
Vale. Ah, vamos a intentar otra vez lo del cadáver. Ya que hemos interiorizado la mierda esta. Esto quedan 5 minutos y a esto le quedan 48. He bloqueado otro hueco. Por si. No podré volver a
You see a
intentar.
set of
Que siempre no el impulso. No sabes cómo llegar ahí arriba, tío. Foto guardado. Digo, guardado rápido.
There
Creo que le he
he
dado ya.
still is, looking right. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run. And you
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know. No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Nice. That makes sense.
A good point. He could have been intoxicated, or something we cannot yet imagine. I shouldn't have assumed so much just from the clothes.
What was that? Was the lieutenant just impressed by your unintuitive guess? He was. Why else would he call it a very good point? Does this mean you're a very good detective? Possibly.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 rial.
Not too much, yes. It's a sorry situation, I agree. That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay. Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
He's not actually sure of that. He's just...
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates, where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates, until there are hundreds of them altogether, like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like if trees were made of porcelain. This is what their cross-sections would look like. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X5415 6745 678222.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils as you push downward, an ominous...
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal! What's wrong with you, asshole?
I don't know, baby. I don't know why.
Officer, if I may ask, what were you trying to achieve by putting on the deceased?
The cadaver slowly twists. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the
tiro de la
corpse
bota con
below.
lo semidescompuesto que
Yellow,
está, probablemente
hard-edged polyester
lo arranque y
cuts
caiga.
into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down. I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike.
No, you feel like it was something else. But what?
Yes, it often is. This bell worries me. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch. The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
Déjà vu. Ya tenemos este, pero no nos ha dado nada. Ninguna. Avance inminente. ¿Avance inminente? ¿Avance inminente? ¿Qué significa avance inminente? ¿No tiene conclusión? Cosa más rara, ¿no? Me ha vibrado muy violentamente el móvil.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. His corpse is marked by stars. Alcohol and heartbreak.
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only...
So
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small...
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by. His eyes are milky white. These eyes used to be blue. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
I'm gone. I'm a joke. Look at me. There is nothing funny about jokes either. A killer. A motherfucker. Go ahead. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. Way out in the west. The blue heart. Oh, that's good shit. You fuck it hard. Corpo the clown. What do you mean? It's
Imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more.
He loves those because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more? Here you go, you... Fuck no. You're no Rooney. No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. Because you have... Do I remind...
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
You sure I got out of that one? Do I
A child born with...
No, not quite. You sure I got out of that one? God, maybe I was getting my rocks off. Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation? Captain Copperdromo.
He didn't choke himself.
Maybe I was getting my... Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation? Captain...
He didn't choke him.
Maybe I was getting my... It's a mishmash, copper... Well, I'm not from Messina, am I? My hair... You think I am? Do I look like Captain Copperdrome?
He didn't choke him.
Come back later, Copper.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus.
So, what do you think? Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of... I agree.
There are crow's feet in his personality is no longer
totally dead. Absolutely.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
¿Significa avance inminente? Que me van a dar algo en algún momento, ¿no? Pero conclusión no hay ninguna. No, que no quiero esa. O sea, pero... Una cosa. El límite de resistencia aumenta hasta 4. Se bloquean las tiradas básicas de resistencia. El límite de resistencia aumenta hasta 4. ¿Eso qué significa? Porque... Resistencia... Ah, vale. Vale, sí. Aumenta. Es que lo miro antes por encima, pero no lo he encontrado.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he say?
Talking about shit.
Maybe. I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good.
But there is no breath.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once it...
The cadaver slowly twists. The material delicate. These are clearly the cadaver slow. The hangman. This is
airlifting. No, you're right.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt. Limbs limp.
Of course. Come back late.
So am I.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique.
¿Qué acaba de
He
pasar?
thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
Me traje un cortapernos, pero no veo ángulo desde el que opera, claro. Es frustrante, molesto y más difícil de lo
The
que
cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material. Someone else? You mean like the police? Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I have bad news for you. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. Climb up there and... saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees. We are not getting him...
How do you plan to get him down, then? With social sensibility?
Yeah, bang!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain the...
They'll miss. The pigs will...
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea. Silence. With his... and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. That's a Kiel A90-90 Armis. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The chief's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly...
God damn it.
He feels bad about it. About his eyes, mostly. Just having bad eyesight.
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken. Jamais vu. Derealization.
Derealization. Cuéntame.
Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Una experiencia por cada orbe clicado.
It's been a week and now
What? Está muy roto. Los límites del intelecto. De intelecto.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was, the 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Cylinder. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain.
Están muy bien estas ventajas, ¿eh? Les quiero mirar una cosa. Ah, tengo un punto además. Tenemos aquí una vacía y podemos desbloquear otra. Ponernos un puntito en algo. Pero no sé en qué. Ah, en el del arte, que no sé cuál es. Ahora después lo miramos. Quiero entrar aquí porque aquí había una escalera, si mal no recuerdo. Y creo que podemos usarla. O sea, deberíamos de poder usarla. Si no, ¿qué sentido tiene? Ah, no, la escalera es para subir. Pero aquí hay una escalera, tío. Me parece súper absurdo que en un juego con tantísima lógica y tal no puedas coger esta puta escalera para subir al árbol, la verdad. Pero bueno. No sé. Me parece un poco absurdo, vamos.
An intricate web of blue. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars.
Pero ahora después, ahora mismo no.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown.
Esto es visión espacial, vale. Ahí. Este de aquí.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Abstracción. ¿Eso es abstracción?
Just an ordinary wall. Not yet.
Why must we stop?
¡Wow! Oye, como mola, ¿no? O sea, que me quita instinto, que ya lo tengo bastante bajo, y este me da un punto solo positivo, lo cual está bastante mejor.
Hello again.
Vamos a hablar con esta señora. Con Joyce. Joyce. Oh, Joyce. Mara. Oh, Mara.
You're back. Good. That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can...
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part...
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What kind of world's that?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough. There is a term of endearment they coined for it, in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these
archipelagos included. Elysium. There are those who would call it hell. A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists. Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit. Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways. We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revachol Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago. They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound. You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it. See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunity.
Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses. 6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
He's being sarcastic.
We are.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, the post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement and if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help. The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. Remember, we have a cadaver to attend to.
His voice is low, but firm.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else. I don't think your colleague would appreciate that. He has all... Let's continue with something else, all right? You can ask about anything else in the world. Anything.
But she wants... This is not going to happen with the lieutenant present, unless you can convince him to step aside. Good idea. Just ask him. He won't make a scene.
Fine.
See? What can he do? You're a grown man.
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleagues see... Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass. Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Mundi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde. An oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear. Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness. No, Detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the southeast.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
Yes. That is enough. Many cities are built much closer. An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called Porch Collapse.
Porch Collapse.
Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. The most disco thing you will ever see. It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No. Oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds. Hardware operating in the harbor. Firm. Self-evident.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost, or having our minds damaged extensively. Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated.
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say, the dialectical materialists, it feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entropanetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually. Up to my gills, officer. Entropanetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of Grad. The study of the Pale reaches...
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super E-Solar. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
There are signs of pretermodern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years. Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later. Hybrid airships, detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end, if we throw them precisely. Then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping. What do you think, detective? Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists. Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
One and all. They say Pale is death, but for the universe.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
Mm-hmm. You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then... I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile...
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as it's meant for you.
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
Habla con Joyce sobre la validez cuando Kim no esté presente.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
I am happy to oblige. A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea. Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games. Ah. This is the or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new build. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons locked 4 or 5 splat splat.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat.
Wonderful. Glad to have been of assistance.
Creo que voy a esperar a conseguir la placa. Sí, voy a esperar al día 3 para lo de la placa.
A sturdy metal door.
Stop banging on the door! The police? No. Go check the
Backyard door.
Madame!
There is no reply.
Parece que por aquí no vamos a poder pasar. Me parece como muy raro, pero bueno. Uy. Ah, vale, es que leí por ahí. Vale, tanto el clic derecho como el tabulador hacen que que se te resalten las cosas con las que puedes interactuar. Está bastante bien eso, la verdad. Pasa que no sé si pasará con las botellitas y esas cosas también, ¿no? Vamos a hablar con los de...
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sure, officer. Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
No, and I doubt they'll get back to me before... Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Roger that.
Vale. Voy a hacer una prueba.
Kuno care? The fuck do you want with it? Is it? You got, don't sweat it.
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it. Yet, that conclusively explains.
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Yeah, to the both of you, watch your ass in Kuno. That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you?
It's a vitamin pig. Don't you know any?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
You're not getting this pig.
Fuck you, pig! Don't do.
Good call, Pigmeister. Kuno.
A ver.
The man before you.
Yes, we do. It's bad as it is. Us shooting. Go ahead. I'm not stopping.
This is the so.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana poika!
A cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth?
This isn't mere boundary pushing. There is a true suicidal rage in the kid as she's. Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal the slow movement of the branch in the wind, and your shoulders directing the gun sink as you wait. Your breathing slows down. Some mosquito.
Look, he's crying!
Un mosquito.
You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Ah, tío. Mete un tiro aquí.
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. You missed.
Oh my god, he's.
Are you? Because it sort of feels like you are. Please don't cry.
The armistice is sufficiently precise.
It's not the. Kuno has.
We still need to get the bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the hub.
Intentarlo una o dos veces más. 47. Yo creo que con uno o dos intentos podríamos sacarla. Es que no quiero ir a pedir ayuda. Me parece un coñazo y todo el juego parece como muy enfocado a que tengamos que bajar el puto cadáver. Me están dando mucho por culo.
Yes, we do. It's bad. Go ahead.
This is the.
Yeah, take it, you fucking.
The cold.
The fuck are you?
The buckle.
Why don't you?
This isn't mere boundary. Your fear as you.
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
¡Pa! Pero, o sea, lo que me extraña es que si estás apuntando a la hebilla que está a esta altura, encima de la cabeza, deje el tiro en el pecho, tío. No sé. Mucho se te ha tenido que ir la mano al disparar. Lo que sí puedo hacer. No tenía algo que me daba. No. Yo creía que había algo que me daba coordinación mano-ojo. ¿Qué es esto, no? ¿Dónde está? Ojo-mano. Esto supone que es lo que...
The man before you is naked.
Lo que está utilizando para disparar.
Yes, we do. It's go.
This. Yeah, take it, you fucking.
The buckle.
Why don't?
This isn't mere boundary pushing. Your as you.
Look, he's crying. You gonna
Pregunta idea.
cry? Do it. Set me free.
You feel it.
Don't.
Do it.
Intense shit, copper.
Fucker waved his gun. It
Oh,
wasn't
wow.
intense. It was pathetic. Or what? gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what it's about?
Y lo hago bien, lol. Con 28% en vez de
The buckle
47, ¿sabes?
explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with your hand numb from the recoil. You look at the body slump, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
Fuck you, Kurpale!
Ace is high.
The Ace is High, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves. The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
I knew these guys were
Ah, estos maricas.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy. Yes, the 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene. I'm satisfied with that part. The trash container, the prints, we've been thorough enough. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, it stinks. No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From crime scene to autopsy to cleanup, we do it all. An honor and a burden attached to your rank. Mine is Lieutenant Detective, unfortunately. I can't tell you how tired I am of this. With shooting like that? Of course you are. Your station would not have assigned you to this. In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. I would also suggest we interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative. But we've already done that, so good for us. 1 down, 1 to go. Yes. And those were the interviewees.
Vale, tenemos un montón de cosas. Un segundo, ¿eh? No parece haber nada realmente. Esto de mapa siempre me confunde mucho. Estos tics blancos, entiendo que son cosas que... Ah, estos son... Vale, ya decía yo que tenía que haber algo como esto. Lo que no sé por... Ah, vale, porque se desplaza así. Vale. Conectividad con postura. Claro, es que estas negras, bueno, negras, marrones o grises, creo que son las que hemos hecho, o las que todavía no hemos hecho. Desafiante con postura. Y estas blancas son las que se pueden repetir. Sé que las blancas son las que se pueden repetir. No sé qué son las otras. Muro del patio, imposible. Ah, ¿será que las blancas son las que puedo repetir ahora? A ver.
So you tried to kill Kuno's girl? What's up with that? You want to talk about it?
Not all of us. Acts like that stick with you for a while.
No one's moving anywhere. Do this shit again. Kuno knows where you sleep. The pig, but you and Kuno are good for now. Pals, shoot that shit at Kuno. Let's have a jolly time. And you're back in business with the Kuno.
Kuno is a merciful king, kind to his...
Kuno...
Sí, entonces los que están en blanco ahora son los que puedo repetir. Ah, amigo. Hostia, pues eso es muy interesante, ¿eh? Lo que no sé por qué no puedo ahora... Bueno, ¿y qué tenemos por aquí? ¿Qué tenemos de nuevo? 5 ases al cielo. Ventajas. Investigación más 1 empatía hacia Kim. Durante la investigación. Supongo que puede estar bien. Pero empatía hacia Kim nada más. Bueno, vamos a empezar a interiorizarla y en algún momento si acaso lo mismo la paramos.
Fuck does Kuno care?
It's not Kuno. It's Kuno S. Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something. Something very... Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other one, it's like talking to a cornered animal. She only hisses and says murder. All in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a...
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about!
She puts extra stress onto that word, expecting it will make you uncomfortable.
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
It's okay. The pig's trying to pit us against each other. Not gonna let him do that.
That's it. You let him off the line.
Try to fuck my Kuno!
La mierda.
Try to fuck my Kuno away! Me and Kuno...
You were too pushy last time. Just look. While Kuno has no problem being near you, she always hides. Also, Kuno all in all, Kuno...
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But she puts...
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in...
Crazy? You don't know the half of it. She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She's smoked a man. She's done people in. Probably even...
Stop talking to him! Kuno, I'm fucking warning you! You're gonna get us into...
She understands what you're...
Yo, see? Did Kuno not tell you? Kuno told you. Kuno talks to whoever he wants. Talk, pig. Kuno's got it under control.
You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her, so she can't read his lips.
Yeah, she would have liked to fuck him up, but she didn't. Kuno wasn't around, and C was... Look, Kuno's gonna put you at ease. We didn't do it.
He speaks the truth, my liege.
Kuno means she killed someone. That's right, C's a killer. Like, actually a killer.
His little green eyes are fixed on yours. He's meant everything he said before. But right now, he not only means it, he is sincere.
Are you getting this? You think I'm fucking telling you a joke here? How hard do you think it is to kill a fat ass? Sweet talk him, then knife him. She's probably killed a pig too. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has. Forget Kuno said that. Kuno was just shitting. Kuno was just running his mouth. Kuno's stupid like that.
A cock would be too large for her to overpower, but a determined child of her size can still kill the vulnerable. The creature peers at you both from over the fence. Kuno falls silent. He does not look at you when...
Kuno, there, that's it. That's what Kuno is starting to think, yeah. Yeah, she's psycho. None of that kiddie psycho, cat burning shit. She does the real deal. Yeah. Snuff radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't want to know.
And he doesn't even want to think about...
Fuck knows. She says it's the song of her people, or crazy people. The fucking Nakis. I don't know.
Sounds boreal, like something from the tundra and tiger-covered Cutler, Isola. Far, far away from here. As far as possible, really. You mean evil little red-haired people like her? Yes, they do.
So is. Like that man from Helmdall shit. She could be. She could be that Helmdall shit.
Revachol does have a small Suarese community, or she climbed into a yakberry crate and was shipped over accidentally.
Fuck no, she's not me sister. She's just a stray who got in, like a mad dog or some shit. Yeah, she was just there.
What was that, Kuno?
She was in the hallway, dripping wet, by the fucking shoe rack, in the dark. Kuno's got no fucking idea. Her hair was all wet. I think she pissed on the floor too. She was there for 3 days, in the corner, every time Kuno went out. I dunno. Someone left the door open. Kuno comes home and she's sleeping under the desk, under the pile of clothes, like a dog. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit. Doesn't even see her there, or thinks it's fucking Kuno. Shit's all on Kuno.
Kuno-S, two of a kind.
'Cause she fucking looks like Kuno. No one knows her name. Kuno told you this shit was... How's Kuno dealing with this? Kuno's dealing with it just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with this, waving your gun, mad dog shit. Kuno remembers what you did there. Kuno's got this shit under control. Listen, listen. See, it's Kuno's go-to. Kuno's protecting her. You fuck with C, you fuck with Kuno. You threaten her, you wave your gun around her one more time. Try to take it away.
This is what it all comes down to. He needs you to
I'm going to kill you. I'll run when you put the cuffs on her, sneak up on you later, and fuck you up. You understand? Alright, now we can do business. Yeah? What do you want? Kuno...
Don't look him up with shit!
See? Relax. He respects the Kuno. Kuno made him respect the Kuno. Kuno's gonna get you hooked on illegal narcotics if you run a little errand for the Kuno. Get you hooked, pig. Get his... That's right. Kuno's a candy store for pigs now. Get ready to be rewarded. Kuno gets it from his problem is... Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now Junkie's claw dirty popo man is you. Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol.
Are you sure you can take on the most violent man in Revachol? In your condition?
Like half. A baggy, but like in this vial.
That's half a gram?
Yeah, half a G. Want it or fuck you talking about?
You can barely see it because there's barely any.
Okay, Kuno's listening. Sure, whatever. If you survive, Kuno's violent dad's got Kuno's key. So you need to fuck your way in there, go to the pier side, then you go to room 12 and kick down the door, police violence style. That's what Kuno does. And then it's action time. You're locked in the room with... That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit.
What the hell are you signing us up for here? Okay then.
Kuno...
He hecho un montón aquí, ¿eh? Vale, pues ya que tenemos el mapa, que acabamos de descubrir, en algún momento nos pasaremos a hacer todo esto. Se me olvida que se hace así. Portapapeles dañados, los ojos del hombre... El hombre de... Todas las tiradas de vida básicas que has encontrado. Las que están en blanco se pueden reintentar. Claro, las que no están en blanco es porque no hemos subido esa habilidad otra vez, con lo cual no podemos reintentarlas. Pero todas esas son la lista de estas reintentables. De todas formas, yo me voy a ir en 10 minutos. En 10 no, en 5. Ah, pues me voy ya. Ay. No, esta no. Esta. Me voy a ir yendo ya casi. Hay algo que no se me puede olvidar. Voy a desactivar esto para que no se me active sin darme cuenta. Y nos tenemos que acordar de estas blancas para ir a reintentarlas. Y poco más creo. Ah, bueno, voy a hacer esto porque si no se me va a olvidar.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of paper. Just relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know, without resistance or sound. The two panels move against each other. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. Two octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Va a ser algo de su pasado, ¿no?
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. It smells of chewing gum, a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says Tutti Frutti. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Throw it away, please. Outside, you hear the wind howl. A sudden gale blows in from Martinez, flapping street signs and window blinds. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you, feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Tío, justo cuando me iba a ir, tío. Justo cuando me iba a ir. Es que, Dios, si no se me va a olvidar. Que me tengo que ir. Me he muerto.
There is nothing. Again. Well, that's me. Who was what?
Here in the back.
Tell him. Tell him.
Vale. Creía que era lo mismo del principio. Díselo.
Ah, yes. In the old factory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do? It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on. Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
Yes, they're pouring something on you.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil.
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat.
What happened? You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came. 10 minutes, maybe. That does sometimes happen.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed? Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses.
¿Cómo? ¿Esa como herramienta? Hostia puta. Mundo interior y empatía. Me quita 2 de autoridad. Qué curioso. Este creo que era el que llevábamos por la forma física, ¿no? El luto blanco. Bueno, vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Seguiremos ya mañana, yo creo. Esta noche sí tengo muchísimas ganas. Así que nada, me voy a ir despidiendo. Lo dicho, espero que os haya gustado, que os hayáis entretenido y os paséis un rato agradable. Hasta luego.